Hello and welcome. We are the Story Speakers Guild, bringing you roleplay entertainment. And we're here tonight for Saturday by Night. Say hello, Kindred.
Hello, Kindred.
Greetings.
Who wants to give a little recap for our viewers, if we have any?
So, last time, we took that gentleman back to the horse house that we captured. We got him to tell us that he was the driver that got away from Victor so many weeks ago. He was sent by the prince to basically try to mess with us, but also mess with the people at the event we were at, which was the Sabbat meeting. He revealed to us that the prince has at least one Tzimisce ally who changed up his face. After that, we released him out onto the streets without the ability to talk about us as basically a sniveling coward who will give information to anyone. And then we met with the Banu Hakim, where Victor gave a pretty rousing speech to them about why they should join him. That's about it.
I have a question.
Sure. What's up?
You guys put that driver out onto the streets. I'm assuming charmed or whatever. Is that breakable by someone of greater power?
By sending a what?
By someone with greater power.
Kind of.
Okay, thank you.
Alright, so I think first order of business, because this actually kind of tracks back to 2 games ago. Father Torin, following the ambush on the meeting, drove off with Veronica. And unfortunately, we didn't have you with us for the last game. And so we kind of left off with you having, driven off, and you haven't checked in. So the group didn't really know where you were, but they went ahead and did that meeting. So I'm going to say that this is, let's see, because we did that as like the night following the attack, right?
No, that was all on the same night.
Oh, was it the same night? Okay. So we'll say that this is the following night. You guys have not heard from Father Torin. All you know is the last you saw, he got away with Veronica safely. So, Torin, what did you do in that time?
Okay, well, I took my job as bodyguard very seriously, and I was disturbed that anyone would try and harm Veronica while under my protection. Hence my willingness to use my shadows of her mom, arms and stuff to get her out. I was not gentle getting her into the car to leave. Fortunately, Bob's car, or Victor's car, is bulletproof. So once I got out, I drove normal so as to not draw attention to the local authorities. I only get pulled over for no stupid reason. I believe that it would have been prudent to take her somewhere like a motel or whatever for things to die down a bit, to give my companions a chance to get back so that I can make a phone call the next day to see if it was safe. Unfortunately, I suck with phones, so it probably took me more than one or two tries to get a hold of anybody.
Yeah, we'll actually say that that is pretty much the reason why you haven't checked in. You just struggled to use this phone and eventually just kind of decided, you know what, it's prudent for us to lay low for a day anyways. Um, so it's not terribly hard to find, you know, kind of a cheap, shitty motel, unless you're looking for something fancier than that. But if you're just looking for something kind of nondescript that people are probably not gonna, you know, go asking too many questions, um, that's probably what you're really looking at.
Yeah, I'm trying not to draw attention to us.
So I don't think that's so difficult that I'm gonna make you roll for it. I think you're able to just kind of do that. Um, Unless you wanted to do anything particular with that night, I'd say we just kind of skip ahead to the next day where you can try to reach out to the coterie again.
Agreed.
Awesome.
Storyteller, I assume that I'm staying with the Banu Hakim at this time for my training.
Yeah, you can assume that. Do you let Jessica know that?
I send Jessica a text that she can't read.
You know, they do have like you can do, words. They do have things where you can like record like a little voice memo and send that as like attached to a text.
So sure, I'll do that then. Basically, hey Veronica, I need to stay here for a while to learn what I'm learning.
Jessica.
Or not Jessica, sorry. Or yeah, Jessica. No, yeah, Jessica.
I'm so confused.
He said Veronica, he means Jessica, and then he confused himself.
But yeah. I'd probably tell you I'll stop back to feed Oogie and whatnot when I can, but I've got to spend a couple nights here figuring all this out.
Alright, you'd get a thumbs up emoji. Whether that means I understood it or not is your guess.
Indeed.
All right, and then Torin, we will have you roll technology and intelligence to try to reach out to someone in the coterie of your choice. And then I don't remember exactly how your negative plays in here, but apply whatever modifier you have.
Uh-oh.
I believe basically based on blood potency, he needs to score more successes. So that's not enough.
I destroyed another phone, it looks like.
Well, I might recommend that you spend a willpower to re-roll at least that one die, because if you can just get one more, you would be fine.
Okay, I will use. How do I do that?
See willpower reroll on your character sheet?
Yep.
You click that and change the number that pops up from 3 to 1.
You can't do it.
Nothing's happening.
Did a box pop up when you clicked?
Yeah, I changed it to 1, and when I hit submit, nothing happened.
You've been lagging. Give it a minute.
Yeah, we might be lagging.
I actually had to log in through a different browser because I couldn't log in through Firefox.
I use Google.
I'm not getting anything through either.
Interesting.
Do I
Do
need
a
to
chat
log?
roll, see what happens.
Do I need to log out? Well, no, my bistro worked, so
I rolled something.
Yeah, but it's like rolling to the sheet's not working for right now. That's weird.
should I close my character sheet out and reopen it?
Might as well try.
There we go.
Huzzah! Oh boy, a bunch of stuff happened.
It all caught up. It looks.
Well, we're gonna take your first one because it was a success, and none of the others were. So you are. It takes you quite a bit, but you are. I mean, like relatively speaking, it takes you maybe like 5-10 minutes. But you are.
Damn phones.
You are finally able to get a message out. So who are you contacting, and what is the message?
I contact my cabbie, pick me up, and I give an address.
That's a good idea. Well, no, because don't you have the car?
Yeah, but I didn't want to confuse myself with the text, so I'm gonna say, "Come pick me up," because that's normal, and then he'll come here, and then I'll just follow him.
Okay.
I just realized the only car you can drive has to be like 20 years old.
He just doesn't know how to use the features.
No, I can drive. I had a dot and drive, bastard.
Yeah, but cars 20 years ago didn't have onboard computers.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Oh my
even
God.
today, I don't use that GPS shit, that multiple radio crap. I'm like one station.
No. It's not just GPS and that sort of stuff. It's onboard computers to drive the car.
Oh, so I need. You know what? I'm gonna go get my grandma's old freaking Cadillac.
Well.
I can land the airplane on that thing.
Either way, you're not driving that. You're driving a vehicle supplied by Bob that is bulletproof.
Yep, but I've driven it before, so I'm becoming a little bit proficient with this one specific car. So yes, I called my caddy guy.
All right. So he has no problem heading out your way because you were, kind of trying to stay, on the down low. I would say it's probably going to take him the better part of like half an hour or so to get out to you. So you guys do have a little bit of a wait, but he has no problem, heading out to you.
Okay, I will wait patiently. How is Veronica?
She is shaken, but this isn't, anything too crazy. So like, given her background and everything. So she's a little bit shaken, but really just like a little bit quiet is all that means. She's not like, freaking out or anything.
Okay, well, being the polite father Tauren that I am, is there anything she needs while we wait for my cat?
No, she says she doesn't need anything. She just needs to try to get in contact with some people. Um and just keeps kind of turning back to her.
Oh, I was about to say, you don't want to use my phone because it sucks.
I can imagine.
Yeah, the
Are
button.
we Are we
Good.
planning to get out of here anytime soon?
Yes, my caddy is coming to here, and we will drive back to our companions. That way, we can be safe doing it.
Okay, good.
So,
I don't like this place. Even the horse house is better than this.
I look around innocently and confusedly at the place that she doesn't like, and just shrug.
It's okay. I'm not upset, just would rather get out of here.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It was off the path. I didn't want us to draw attention.
Oh, I guess that's a good point. I hadn't thought of that.
Your safety is my concern. I wish to ensure that you make it back safe.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, somebody made a concerted effort to get at you at that meeting, but it's not like you were the only target. Like a free.
No, I'm not too surprised about it. I can think of a few people who may have me down as a target.
I frowned slightly at that. Who would be the top of that list?
Possibly Santos, possibly someone of power in the Camarilla. There's other kindred out there like me who are meant to try to infiltrate various places of power, and perhaps they saw me as being a little too successful. It's hard to say. And then there's even the anarchs that I've pissed off. I'm sure there's plenty of those. They're not exactly known for being calm.
Yes. Well, while I'm here, I will do the best I can to ensure your safety.
Well, I appreciate it. I haven't felt safe for a while.
That's a lie. She was safe in my horse house.
But remember, she didn't feel safe. For a long while, she kept feeling like she was being watched and stuff like that, and it took a little while of being in the horse house before she started to feel safe.
She shouldn't start feeling safe now either.
You stay out of this, Joseph. So yeah, we'll just probably brood. I'll let her to her phone. Hopefully, I'm going to trust that she's not betraying me, and I'm going to wait for Caddy to show.
I know you don't know it, but she actually isn't. So if that helps you rest a little easier.
Yeah.
All right. Oh,
sorry.
go ahead.
You'd, while she was going through the list during the meeting.
Yeah.
1 second.
1 second has more than passed.
She made a point of allowing me to see her book while she was going through the roll call and getting status reports and that from folks in that meeting. Did by any chance any of the names ring a bell to
There were a couple that you know are Lasombra that have always like they aren't people that you're like close with or anything. You know who they are. But that's about it.
So there were members of the Lasombra clan actively giving updates, contributing to the mayhem we're seeing in Vampire. Okay.
But sorry, I'm having a little trouble understanding. Can you try saying that again?
Okay. So there are at least a couple of Sabra that were part of her group working to undermine the Cameroon.
Oh, yes.
And if I recall from my own side scene with Montenegro or whatever, Montano, that is not what he wants, correct?
Correct.
So yes, I want to take special note of those Lasombra people so that when I have the opportunity, I can deal with them.
Very good. I will make a note to make some names for you, or find some names for you rather. But I'm not going to do that right now in the interest of just keeping things moving.
Absolutely, yep.
So just give me a minute to make a note. Was there anything else before I flip over to the rest of them to just give them a chance to? Oh, I forgot rouse checks. Let's also do all our rouse checks. But is there anything else you wanted to do before I flip to them?
No, ma'am, that is the Lasombra thing is very important to me for the.
My thing didn't roll. That is take forever to show up.
Yeah, just give it time to It's not like that's gonna be, something that we need instantly. So I figure we'll just knock it out. Ooh, there we go. Now they're popping up.
Crap.
Everybody's hungry.
Well, not Rick.
Not me.
Rick feels good. Joseph, the beast, is close to the surface. You're impatient to learn this magic. Why won't they teach you faster? You need this power.
All good things come in time. Patience is a virtue.
And Torin, you feel extra protective. You can feel them at your heels. They will not get what you're protecting.
Yeah, I'm so protected now that the stigmata are starting to manifest on my person.
Wait, that's how hungry you are? Your stigmata kicked in?
I'm at hunger 4.
Jesus Christ, Torin, you
dear
need
Lord.
to eat.
Well, I gained hunger getting her out of the ambush.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to ghoul another person, aren't I?
So yeah, I'm sort of embarrassed, I think, that I start pleading for no reason in front of Veronica.
She does kind of raise an eyebrow at some point when she notices, but you kind of got on her good side with, the kind of kindness and, like protective attitude that you showed earlier. Um, so she doesn't make any, like comments or weird face or anything. Just kind of a raised eyebrow. You could tell she noticed.
Okay. My caddy, does he still have blood to give to me?
Does your cabbie do what with blood, Torin?
Can I still feed from him?
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Just like in turn, every month he feeds from you.
Fair. I'm going to eat when he gets here.
All right. Well, we'll cover that after we introduce. Well, not introduce, but catch up. Oh, wait, Jessica. Also, you gained hunger. So your beast feels like a million butterflies in your stomach and squirrels running through your veins, and you hear several hungry whispers all around you.
Man, I need to put a menagerie in my stomach.
And for everybody, I guess that's not that many people. I forgot Mom and Bob aren't here. Who is here? Okay, so Joseph, you don't get this, but Rick and Jessica. Oh Jesus, Jessica. So Jessica, you have like a messenger come to give you a like a verbal message that you are firmly requested at Elysium tonight by James Garrett. And Rick, you wait, James Garrett. Yeah, that's the right name. And Rick, you receive a written letter also firmly requesting you to be
Alright.
at Elysium.
I'd probably get it while I'm outside petting and having fun with the Scraggle. I figured being it's night, ain't nobody gonna be out that they're gonna complain about us being in the front yard, just kind of rolling around having some fun. I keep Scraggles quiet, but just rolling around having some fun. Haven't done it.
Coyotes belong on the open plains. I'm just saying.
Wilson belongs next to me. He's my friend.
All right, so if you two want to contact any other players, go ahead and do that. I need to check on my stew really quick, so I'm going to step away for a couple minutes.
Alright.
So chat among yourselves, start to try to bring yourselves together.
I'll try to contact Joseph. I guess I got my cell phone on me, so ring ring.
Joseph puts it to voicemail but sends you a text. Yes, Fido?
I just kind of shake my head but ignore that. And they're telling me I have a summons to Elysium to... What's his name again? I forgot it.
James Garrett.
Yeah, to meet James Garrett.
Doesn't sound like my problem. Don't tell him anything.
I'm not even sure I could if I wanted to at this point.
We're not working for James Garrett anymore is the next thing I send.
I send back, yeah, that's right, we need to kind of finish that business. Wonder what he wants with us now.
I
He
reply,
want
thinks we owe him information, question mark.
I send back, it could be, or he heard about what happened the other night and wants information on that. But I'm not sure he owes me any information on.
We don't. We owe him nothing. If you go, piss on his leg.
I send back an LOL. Not a bad idea, but being I'm still somewhat Camarilla, that wouldn't look good for me. Otherwise, I might just do it.
that would be great to listen to. I'm just saying.
Joseph might be shocked that Rick didn't outright say no to that idea.
I can just see it right now.
I mean, he still probably won't, but I don't think Joseph expected them to say it wasn't too bad of a night.
You don't have hair one on a sack if you don't do it now. Just to prove Joseph.
If you guys are going, I guess I'll show up. I hate
Hey,
going though.
Yeah, I'm not. I sent back. Yeah, I'm not over finally at least you either. And I don't seem to do too well there, but you can't refuse a sum. James Garrett's clanless, correct? Or did he have a clan? I can't remember.
He was just made a Primogen, wasn't he?
Yeah. I couldn't remember if he was clanless or if he had a clan.
He was clanless according to my notes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm writing on my notes too.
That's half of our argument, that a Caitiff is on the council, but the Ventrue don't have a Primogen.
Yeah.
Correct.
Even though my character believes all of that's total bullshit and is really just using that to further our goals.
Well, my clan's got a Primogen, so Rick really didn't care about that, but he'll help get oh boy on Primogen, get him to another person to talk to on the Primogen, so
Cappy, your Primogen is chief replacement anyways.
Yeah.
Because they don't know where the real Gangrel Primogen went, if I remember right.
Yep.
The Gangrel Primogen is actually Zamisi in disguise.
No, the Gangrel Primogen is a decently powerful Gangrel who used to live in the zoo. She spent most of her time in animal form in the zoo. I also believe there's some lore about her being some type of African witch. I'd have to re-look it over.
I mean the current one or the one that's missing?
The one that's missing. The current one is nowhere
okay.
near as old or powerful as the one that's missing.
Okay, well you said she, so I thought you meant the current one, so I wanted to check real quick, make sure we're still talking about the missing. Yeah, one of the reasons Garrett didn't have too many issues talking to his Primogen the way he did was can't explain it, but he had a feeling he could trust her with the information. He doesn't know why, but he kind of had that feeling.
Indeed. So, storyteller, I'm gonna let the Banu Hakim know that I'm going to be heading to Elysium tonight and start making my way there.
They don't comment. They simply nod and wish you well. And then, what about Jessica? I know you and Rick talked. Has anybody talked to Jessica, or has Jessica talked to anybody?
I hadn't sent anything to her
Herself.
Yeah, she's talking to herself mostly. Just kind of talking. Well, do I want to go to this this Elysium thing? It sounds important. I can't place why. Who's this James Garrett? I forget. Wait, isn't that my tailor? Maybe I'll go. Seems like a good time to figure out what's going on.
Are you near your, I forgot her name, your butler lady?
I should be, yes.
When you, I think you said out loud, who's this James Garrett? If she hears that, she'll
Tammy.
say, "Oh, Tammy, that's right." Tammy will speak up and, Oh, that's that one that you guys were like kind of working for. You guys, I guess I haven't heard about him in a while.
All right. He wanted me to do the thing with the other thing. Huh. Doesn't ring a bell. But I'll go to this place and do the whole mingling thing. Seems like a good time to be mingled.
Yeah, probably not a bad idea.
First, a bite to eat.
Do you mean from her, or are you planning to do something different?
From Tammy at this point. Yeah.
She smiles, and of course, I'm happy to help you out. And I think you can safely take up to 2 from a person.
Yep. Only need
So
one.
perfect. So she'll definitely feel okay after that.
Yeah, and I'll head to Elysium, I guess. What do I call Torn? I don't usually call Torn. I usually call Joseph.
You risk breaking my phone if you call me.
True. That moment when I go outside and hail a cab.
You can certainly try to do that if you want to.
Can I specifically hail his cab?
I'm gonna say no because, like, pretty much at this point, he probably had the conversation and asked him to come out there, and I don't think Torin would have gone near your house to hide.
Fair enough.
But yeah, you can go out and hail a cab if you want to. It'll take a little while because you're not necessarily in an area where there's like, tons and tons of them going by. But it's not a terribly long way.
Alright. I will go to Elysium and pay him in cash.
Very well. All right, so I think that's all of you on your way to Elysium. And then Torn, not too long, after they all kind of make their, not that you know about it, but after they make their decision, um, the the driver shows up. I've forgotten his name. Do you have it? I actually probably have it in my notes.
Ah, my friend, it's so good to see you. Yum yum.
Indeed, as he pulls up, you can't help but well, I guess you guys probably don't drool, but you definitely feel the hunger rise as you guys, get close enough for you to, kind of smell and maybe even see the pumping of his blood and like the artery, going along the neck.
Yep.
I'm glad that you're safe. I was hearing some rumors and wasn't quite sure how you made out of that situation.
It was taxing. I'm hungry. Oh, don't mind the lady. She's under my protection.
Very well. I'll watch out for her as well then. But perhaps we should step inside before your hunger gets the better of you.
Oh, that's why you're such a good friend. And yes, I heard you. Step inside.
That's a good idea. So you can step inside, and he has no problem letting you feed. It's becoming a little routine now. Um, and similarly, you can take up to 2 points, and he's not gonna feel great, but he'll be okay. If you go beyond that, you're definitely going to risk his life.
No, 2 points, and I still need him to be able to drive to Bob's or the house, the horse. Because I let him know that I have a vehicle. I'd be okay with that, but goddamn these phones.
So you just want me to kind of guide you along?
Yes, if you don't mind, please.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Just a first to not be the one to drive you.
Well, now you'll get to see me drive. Maybe you can give me pointers later.
Oh, I'm sure you'll do a fantastic job.
That's not the road. That's the sidewalk.
Shush you! So yes, once we get situated and stuff, gonna escort Veronica out to the car and follow my cabbie back to the horse.
All right. So you guys can go ahead and do that. It's, again, a little bit of a longer drive since, you're trying to stay out of the way. So it's probably about another 20 minutes. But you guys make it safely, it's not a crazy drive. So yeah, you pull up in front of the house.
Yay. I go and get the door for Veronica. I take a look around to make sure that Jessica's house is not under surveillance.
Go ahead and roll probably an investigation and wits.
I also need to inform you that my house has security.
So I guess I have a question, Devil, because I know that
Yes.
you have your like fingerprint or hand sensor. I forget exactly what it is, where it needs to read your hand in order to get in. Is that just to get into the basement, or is that to get into the house at all?
Just to get into the basement.
Okay. So would he be able to come up and enter the house? Is that like
The horse
any?
house, yeah, the proper the upstairs of it he could enter.
Okay, perfect. Just wanted to make sure I understood.
And
So
there is an upstairs where the horses can't get. So
okay. So you do see, I guess, some security because Jessica does have, a security system, but there's nothing. You rolled one.
I'm referring to unfriendly surveillance. I am aware that she has security. I want to make sure that the house isn't being watched by other.
Yeah, I know. I just needed to check your roll before I said anything. So yeah, you look around and nothing seems like out of place or suspect to you from what you can kind of easily reach and see moving around the house.
Okay. Then I go up to the door with Veronica and I knock. I don't talk to the doorknob.
You have staff that like works here, right? Jessica, sorry.
there's staff that works at the horse house. The horse can't feed themselves.
Oh yeah, right. That makes sense. Yeah, so somebody comes and answers the door. Can I help you?
Well, yes, you can. And I push my way in with Veronica so that she's inside the door and I shut the door. The lady Veronica is back. Please let Jessica know.
Well, we got word that she was stepping out. We're not sure exactly what time she'll be back.
Ah,
That and the fact that the staff don't know anything about Lady Veronica.
I'm
Well, I'm-
afraid there's not much I can really do for you.
well, perhaps you can make the lady comfortable until Jessica returns. Can I influence them with my gaze or anything?
I don't know what powers you have, but you could probably do something like that.
I just want to use my priestly charisma.
Well, just using charisma, no. Like the best you could do there is just be like super persuasive or charming or something like that.
Yeah. Basically, I don't want her put back in the cellar in the basement, wherever she came from, and I want her to have an actual room for them.
Okay, so you're trying to talk them into basically giving her a little bit of comfort for now.
Yes.
Also, I forgot to mention, but after oh yeah, you're very persuasive. But after you guys kind of had a minute to catch up and you had a chance to feed, your driver handed you a letter, also from James Garrett, also insisting or firmly requesting your presence at Elysium this evening. But you are able to persuade this poor girl that that she should, watch over Veronica, try to give her, whatever comfort she can in a horse house. Um, and 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 so she's like, "Yeah, wow, that's so sweet that you're so worried about her. I'll get her set up, but like I said, I don't exactly know when Jessica's going to be back, and I don't really know what she wants with this young lady you brought us. So I can't do anything beyond that. I'm sorry."
I put my hand gently on her face. Child, does anybody truly know what Jessica wants? I'm sure that we'll be fine. Thank you for taking care of her. And then I leave and go towards um,
Go towards what?
Elysium.
Okay. Are you having your driver take you?
Nope, I'm bringing Bob's car.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna drive yourself. Do you leave any instruction for your driver?
Yeah, I do. I would like him to sit out here or make drive-throughs to kind of keep an eye on the house. I'm not sure the current status of things, so I don't trust that someone isn't going to come here looking for Veronica.
Okay. Can someone remind me, who was it that actually, I think blood bonded Veronica? Was it Victor?
Victor did.
Okay, thank you. All right. So, um, Rick, Jessica. Actually, Rick, did you decide to head to Elysium? I don't remember if
I did.
you did. Okay. So, Rick, Jessica, you guys probably arrived to Elysium around the same time. You're coming from a very similar area. Not long after that, Mr. Joseph shall arrive. And then a little bit later, because you did kind of have some extra stops and whatnot along the way, a little bit later, Torin will also be at Elysium.
I am suspicious as I walk into Elysium, taking a full surveillance of specifically for those two um, uh, vampires of my clan that were working against.
You do not see them here. Oh wait, you're not there yet, so I won't answer.
Okay.
So, Jessica, Rick, you get to Elysium.
All right, I would go in, announce I'm there to meet Garrett, and if I'm supposed to wait, I would sit at a table somewhere and wait to be called back.
Yeah, I'd just go in and, sit down, kind of look around, see if there's something to drink. Wait, I'm not hungry. Okay, well, I am hungry, but yes.
I mean, they do have like a bar there that you can order from.
Awesome. I try to order purple nurples.
Do you want that mixed with blood or just as is?
Just regular purple nurples.
Very well. They'll start making it for you. I don't actually know like if that's a drink or not.
It is.
I don't either. Okay.
Yeah, it is. Actually, this sounds like some shit I'd drink. Yeah, so they make one for you and place a very purple looking drink.
Jessica will watch it and go, they do exist.
Okay, a minute.
They certainly do. That'll be, I don't know, 11.50.
All right, yeah, I'll pay that. It's fine. And
She leaves you to. Oh, go ahead.
she will immediately attempt to do a nose shot.
I'm assuming that's what it sounds like.
Yes, it's exactly what it sounds like.
That sounds terrible.
I'm just gonna sit there and watch this.
I am not even sure. Like, I guess you could just do it. I don't feel like that really requires a roll. But do you have anything that allows you to tolerate like standard food and drink?
Basic food, yeah, like raw meat and such. But I will blush of life to do it anyway. I get a bonus on that.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
Back.
Welcome back.
And now to see if I need to reroll my rouse.
So I go into Elysium.
All right. By the way, Cappy, when you introduce yourself and whatnot, they let you know that he is busy for right now and would prefer to talk to the group and asks if you will wait at the bar in the meantime, where you will
All right.
see Jessica.
Drinking a purple nurple through her nose.
Yeah, I'm curious to see. I'm not expecting that thing to even stay down. This should be interesting to watch.
And it does.
How the hell does it stay down?
Skill.
I mean, do you get some ability that allows you to eat and drink?
Yes.
Interesting. I suppose it does help keep up appearances. So, Jessica, what do you think old Garrett wants to talk to us about?
Who?
Garrett, the guy who summoned us?
I just came because there's a party.
You're probably gonna want to come with the group as well. I have a feeling he's gonna want to speak with you as well. I have no idea about what. I wasn't told. I was just told he needed us. Well, I got the message. I don't know if anybody else did, but I contacted Joseph. Probably a good thing you're here. She's probably gonna want to see you as well. She's probably gonna see our whole group. I guess I don't know why, but because I could have sworn you finished our business with him a while ago, and we're doing other things.
Talk a lot. You know that?
Yeah, I do sometimes.
Do you approach them, Joseph? You see them at the bar.
Yeah, I do.
So about that point, Joseph comes walking up.
I give him a nod. Welcome.
Joseph.
Hi, guys.
I was gonna say Joe, but that sounded weird, so I continued with the whole thing. Hope you don't mind.
That's perfectly fine, though you have the right to call me Joe if you want, Jessica.
Okay.
How about this? Me and Jessica are actually getting along somewhat right now.
It's because you can't see the black marker coming up behind your head.
So as you guys are kind of chatting at the bar for a little bit, maybe like 15-ish minutes after Joseph joined you, you see a kind of stocky man come up behind him and clap an arm on his shoulder. You and I are overdue for a conversation. It's Critus.
Why, of course, Critus.
Overdue for conversation. Oh my.
Yeah, I'm a little curious about that one myself.
I'm afraid that you two will have to sit this one out. This one's just for him and I.
All right. Later, Joseph.
Later.
So you guys kind of step off, and he's just chatting with you, like small talk, asking how you've been, and if things are well with you, and blah blah blah, until you guys head towards like the room where there's kind of or area where there's private rooms. Jeez, words are hard today.
Alright. A lot of familiar questioning. This is only the second time we've spoken, Critus.
Well, I mean, gotta say something to pass the time now.
I've heard you're a great philosopher, though.
I'm afraid this isn't exactly the situation where I'm planning to go on any kind of great philosophical speech.
Very well, then.
So, in about that time, you guys step into the private room, um, and there's nothing like terribly fancy about this, and like some of the other rooms you've seen in this area. It's I mean, it's not like ugly or bare or anything like that. It's understated and simple, really. And there's a couple of chairs, or like a handful of chairs kind of set up in like almost a circular arrangement, as if a few people could sit and have a chat there comfortably. And so he kind of gestures for you to take a chair. Care to have a seat while we chat?
Of course, after you.
A small smile plays at his lips, but he sits.
I sit as well.
Last time that I saw you, I saw some interesting things caught my attention. Your recent interaction with James Garrett rose some questions for me.
What kind of questions would you have? He is a very insecure person, after all.
I would not say that he has typically been known for insecurity. I think his confidence may be part of the reason that he's gotten as far as he can, or as far as he has.
I believe he's gotten as far as he has because he's scheming with someone.
I mean, who isn't scheming with somebody?
You're not wrong. But I don't think it's the kind of scheming you would like.
It could be true. But the effect that you had on him was a very particular effect. Not one that I am unfamiliar with, but one that I suppose it surprises me that you are familiar with.
It wasn't easy to learn. I think it's due to particular knowledges I have. Spent my mortal life studying the mind and things like that. Even teaching about it.
Do you realize, though, that you did put yourself in a bit of a dangerous situation? Could certainly find yourself with far more than a simple slap on the wrist for behavior such as that.
I could. But of course, I know plenty of other people in Elysium do very similar things.
Yeah, but nonetheless, there's also plenty who have been caught and faced brutal consequences.
And plenty who haven't been caught that face no consequences. Either way, though, I feel like if you were going to turn me in for such a thing, you'd have already done it.
It's possible I haven't quite made up my mind yet. I suppose I'm just curious to know what exactly you're trying to get at here. I obviously would not expect you to necessarily be looking to further the goals of the Camarilla, but I do have to remind you that you should be doing no harm if you plan to be present at the Elysians that we host.
I do not plan to be present at any Elysiums. James Garrett seems to feel fit to invite me to Elysiums with force. Or my coterie to Elysium with force.
Yeah, you actually were not requested.
But it's happened other times.
It has, yes.
The fact is that I think he's going to poison your Primogen Council. And whether or not I believe in a Primogen Council, a prince, or so on, I do know what... Shit, I lost my train of thought.
It's okay. Take a minute to regather yourself.
I do know what it looks like when Chicago is in great turmoil among its leadership. It looks like kindred death and werewolves taking territory.
Unfortunately, I find myself unable to argue with that. I don't think I'm going to mention anything, but you need to be careful. A lot more careful than that now.
I will heed your warning, Kratos. You are a man of great wisdom, as I've been told.
Alright. You're walking a fine line there. I don't like ass kissers.
It's not about ass kissing. From a science that grew out of philosophy, I do truly find you this way.
Any chance I could ask you to keep me apprised of any efforts your coterie is involved in that aren't huge secrets? I feel like we're at a bit of a tipping point right now. I like to understand where the different pieces are at, and if I can be totally honest, some of the other pieces I'm not particularly in favor of seeing win. Not necessarily saying that I want to back you or anything like that, but if you're doing something that I think might further my own interests, it's possible that I may want to be involved, lend a hand.
I do not think that would be a problem.
Alright. I don't want anybody to get too suspicious. We're not exactly pals, as you so directly pointed out. But thank you for taking the time to speak with me. I look forward to further occasions to get to know each other better. So you're released back out into Elysium.
Alright.
And I'd say about this time is when we see Torin show up.
I come in and I shoot anyone I recognize as troublemakers from the meeting. I'm teasing.
Yeah, that'll go over well.
I mean, you're not seeing them anyways, so.
When I see
do.
Torin, I kind of give him a wave.
There you go. Cool.
I do walk in carefully and take a stock of the room and look for my friends.
You see Rick waving at you.
Oh shit. Does he look like he's had a bath recently?
I don't know. Do you?
Okay, what recently? I didn't catch that.
A bath.
Yeah, I would have cleaned up for coming to Elysium. I'm not that crazy.
Okay. Then I acknowledge that he's there and walk towards him.
How you doing, Tar? Did you receive a summons as well?
I did. It bothers me that I was able to receive a summons, given that I was on the down low.
Yeah, I was actually a little surprised because I thought we'd finished our business with them, so I'm not sure what he has to talk about with them.
What?
Anyone else
Why
from
are
the
we
group here?
surprised?
Is there anyone else from the group here?
Yeah, Jessica.
And I come walking up as well, having just finished my talk with Kratos.
I give Joseph another phone in pieces. Yeah, this is a burner phone. It didn't work for me.
Do know you're not actually supposed to burn them, right?
Yeah, the buttons weren't cooperating. I apologize for not checking in sooner.
That doesn't mean you set it on fire.
Well, look, you managed to get away from that chaos, okay, so that's good.
Yeah, my charge is now safely back at the residence she came from. Although
That's
the
good.
housekeeper seemed confused.
Oh, the housekeeper seemed confused.
Yeah, like she'd never seen her before.
Well, yeah, that's sort of the thing. She's never been there before.
But she has.
No, she hasn't.
Oh well, she's
makes
probably staying in a guest room now, in the not bottom part.
The upstairs does have staff rooms. I mean, that happens. I'm
Wouldn't
pretty
have
sure
bothered
that
me
happens.
any. Of course, I'm gay and girl, so even outside doesn't generally discomfort me any. Except when the sun comes up, then I guess.
How do you sleep outside in a house?
Well, when you said sleeping with the horses is actually what I meant. Now we're just saying it wouldn't bother me because most gay and girl do sleep outside. I know a lot of us have an ability to sleep underground. I haven't learned that yet, but I hear it's rather handy.
Just gonna look around at the crowded bar.
Are you looking for something in particular?
Just noting that the person with me is talking about how he's gang growl and that sort of stuff.
I figure we're in the vampire part, so it's not going to be an issue.
We didn't actually say we went to the vampire part, so I'm kind of.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I think you were in the. I assumed you guys were in the vampire part because
Okay.
Ryan was or Joseph was also approached by Kratos. So in my head, you guys were in the vampire side.
That's what I thought.
Okay, that's not what I thought, but that works.
And about this time, the staff member that Rick talked to when he first came in steps up and asks if you guys are ready to meet with Mr. Garrett.
Ready as we'll ever be.
Who's that again? Oh, all right. Okay. I swear, I'm gonna remember him at some point.
Are you though?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I'm guessing the guy's waiting for us to follow, so shall we? I mean, we can continue talking on the way, but we should start walking.
He is waiting to guide you guys along.
I get up and follow him.
I'll skip along behind.
Bobbing along on the bottom of the beautiful bride.
So you guys are escorted back, kind of the same area where, Joseph was just recently in. And you guys are taken to a familiar room. You've met him here before. Everything's very modern and sleek and looks nice. And he is pacing back and forth as you guys step into the room.
Pacing is never a good sign.
I will pace into the room.
Are you like pacing near him?
Yeah, I will just start pacing randomly.
Oh God!
Somehow I see Jessica mimicking him and doing the same steps he's doing.
I never said I mimicked him. I just said I started pacing.
He does look a bit irritated by you. But he also kind of looks irritated at all of you. And as you step in and the door closes, do you guys wait for him to say something, or does anybody speak up?
I'm waiting for him to talk.
Yep, not giving nothing.
I will not speak up, but I might mumble.
What is going on with you people? I don't understand how so many kindred could have so little common sense between them.
You're gonna have to explain what you're talking about, because that makes no sense to probably any of us in this room. Oh, except you.
I know what common sense is. I just don't have any. Maybe.
That's not what I meant, Jessica. His words, I had no idea what he's talking about when you said that. There was no context.
Can you say what he said again, please?
He basically said he doesn't understand what you guys are thinking, and he doesn't understand how so many of you have so little common sense.
I understood what he meant and what he said. I was wondering what was the
I was
context too.
responding to Torin, not you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, Father Torrens going to speak up. Well, you're going to have to be more specific than that.
Well, one, I am disappointed that our relationship is deteriorating. I don't know why you had to bring that one with you either. And he looks at Joseph. But
Rick has to fight not to smile at that, because he actually had to kick out of that comment. He's fighting not to smirk.
Father Torrens speaks up. Joseph was part of the original too, so I don't understand why all of a sudden you're predisposed against him. You put us together to do a job. We did a job.
it was never my choice to have him included with you guys. But what I'm really looking for some goddamn answers about is why I am hearing from local anarchs that details of things that I've asked from you guys are being leaked out at bars. Why am I hearing about the things that I've asked you to do from fucking anarchs.
I actually don't know. One, I don't go to bars, and two, I haven't said shit to nobody, so
Okay,
I don't know
Kathy, I'm
who's
just
leaking.
gonna stop you for a second out of character. You are the one who leaked this. This is when you went to the furry bar and you leaked everything
Oh,
that Mom and Bob are doing, as well as gave information about the recent investigations that Garrett asked of you guys. So you do know exactly what he's talking about.
okay. I thought it was something else. I'm sorry.
He doesn't know yet that it's you. He just knows that somehow the information is out there. And you guys are the only ones who've been told about it besides the prince, and the prince didn't do it, so it's one of you guys.
But I
Yeah.
haven't sprung a leak.
Father Troy points to the obvious. Perhaps someone more powerful than you also works behind the scenes.
But they do not show up at bars and talk about it. And the descriptions that I heard make me think that it was one of you.
Jessica's just gonna pat herself down. Yep, no leaks. I didn't leak.
Rick just starts snickering. He can't hold it back anymore watching Jessica.
Well, I can speak truthfully. I don't frequent bars. In fact, I wouldn't even be here if not for you.
Have I been to a bar recently? I don't think I've been to a bar recently. Well, I went to this bar. I didn't say anything there though. I did have a purple nurple. I didn't know those existed.
Yeah, speaking of which, you're gonna have to show me that chick. This is like an interesting one to know. If you would.
Well, it's actually really simple. You know how you sit there and you make your heart beat a little?
Enough! Rick. I am particularly interested to hear from you because the type of bar where this was leaked seems like a place you would very much feel at home in.
I go out and about on occasion, but I've never said anything to anybody.
You are going to need to roll a deception for that. Or, well, it's not deception, it's subterfuge and manipulation.
I'm probably fucked.
I have a question.
Just
Yeah, I
Just-
think I have to do that.
I have a
just to
question,
check.
Laura. Is he protected with the gas that they got put on him to prevent him from answering?
No, because this is just him talking about the stupid shit that he did. Or trying to hide it.
Alright. I rolled it. I had the extra one off my route of success. I go wait for it to come up.
What do I roll
Only
to see
two.
if he's
God damn it.
What do I roll to see if he's lying?
Of course, Malkavian not smart enough to not to stay out of it.
I'd say insight and wits.
Yeah, shouldn't have brought her in here. God damn it. I think that's a good idea. And I can actually reroll 3 because I got 3 black dice this time. So
Hey, look, Cappy. I don't know.
Billy Reeves. Why you rolling as Billy Reeves?
That was me rolling.
Oh.
I'm just borrowing a character sheet for someone from someone
Ah.
who never shows up to make my life easy.
Okay.
So amazingly, somehow, he doesn't realize that you're lying to him. And neither does Jessica.
Wait. You're saying that Cappy successfully lied?
I mean,
Yes, I
no.
did.
I
Well,
Really?
do
actually,
know.
hold on.
Jessica was told. I just don't know he's not remembering correctly.
I just realized because he could re-roll as well.
The fact that Cappy
Don't
is
re-roll!
successfully lying.
Oh wow.
Son of
Wow.
a bitch.
I could reroll as well.
Luck me a lady tonight.
Oh yeah, you certainly can if you want to.
Oh, come on.
Why not? Why not?
Y'all suck.
I tied.
No, he got 2. 2 to my 3. Fuck.
Oh,
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he re-rolled to get the extra one, so you're still
Oh.
behind by 1, unfortunately.
Ooh, fucking hell.
Wow, the world's over. Cappy successfully lied.
I mean, I still know the information. I just don't know he doesn't remember.
Grab back.
So none of you really know anything about this. This just magically leaked out.
I told you, it probably wasn't magic. There's probably Nosferatu in this room right now listening.
Hell, I can hear from the shadows if I really wanted to. It's not like that's an unknown thing. I am offended that you would think we betray your trust when trying to do things to keep the Camarilla moving forward towards progress.
I don't give a damn about your sensibilities. Be offended if you'd like. I'm going to find out about this, and I guarantee you it's going to be one of you, and it is going to be a far bigger problem when I find out that you've been lying on top of it.
Well, when you find out I am not lying, don't summon me anymore, and I get up and leave.
Is it just us in this room with him?
It is.
I rouse the blood for dementation.
Okay.
Are you sure it's not just your own paranoia getting to you right now?
You get him, Joseph! Oh, shit!
Oh dear God!
1 second. I displayed it. It would be... Yeah.
Damn. Damn.
He takes 3 superficial willpower damage. And last time, I don't know how long it's been since the last time I did this from him, but it would have taken him a while to recover from the last time I did this.
Been a
I think-
week.
Yeah, it's been like about a week. So I think, yeah, I mean, like he's probably fairly well past that at this point. But you definitely succeeded with what you just did. And he's not really calmer, but he's quieter and ends up kind of basically making his way towards the door after Father Torn stepped out and just heading the opposite direction down the hallway.
Guess I said something to offend him.
I guess so. Who is he again?
One of those people, that person you had the weird aura vision about.
Oh, right. And no, I need to remember him. He's important in some way.
By the way, Jessica.
Hmm?
It seems we have won the support of the Banu Hakim.
Ooh, that'll be useful. Gonna need more support though. Always need support. It's hard to build ceilings without support.
It is.
Hmm.
Who do you think we should talk to next? We're becoming an underdog for the underprivileged. Right now, we've targeted La Sombra with our good Father Torin, who made a grand gesture of storming out of the room just now.
Well,
And the Banu Hakim.
Oddly enough, part of me was considering the Gangrel.
That'd be interesting. Though not a lot
Wouldn't
of
it?
them left. At least among the Camarilla.
Hmm.
But you're right, you could consider them an underprivileged group, I suppose, since a bunch of them did split off to become anarchs. Either way, this is nowhere to really plan this. Shall we return to the Elysium floor?
That sounds good. We certainly wouldn't go to the ceiling. It's hard to stay up there.
It is.
But not impossible.
In fact, Joseph's still on the ball, but not much of a surprise there.
Of course I am.
I still can't believe I pulled that off.
It was great.
Yeah. So did somebody casting dementia or something, or
Yes, I activated dementation.
what are you learning stuff from the Malkavian?
No, Jessica actually doesn't know how to do that.
Actually, you are learning stuff from the Malkavian,
well,
technically.
yeah, you're... Just not that.
You had to learn it from Malkavian. That's a Malkavian ability, isn't it?
No, it is a dominate power that requires you to know obfuscate.
Oh, I must have been thinking something else. How that dementation was, okay.
It used to be, but now all Malkavians have dominate. Which is all dementation really was to begin with, was a twisted version of dominate.
Yeah, it actually makes sense. I think the Prince of LA by Night suffering from that.
He is. That's why they had that specific scene where you saw, not Jeanette, it's the other one.
I just had her name a minute ago and lost it. Shit.
But yeah, that's why you saw the scene where she was doing that to him.
Uh-huh.
I don't fully know how she's making it so permanent. I assume it's probably a combination of that plus dominate for rationalization.
Could be. Therese. I had to look up Jeanette. I knew I put the other one's name in there. Baron Therese. Because I got curious. I had to know all of a sudden. I'm like, I know that name.
Well, she's in Bloodlines. She's also, if you look under the lore sheets in the core book, she's in there.
Nice. I'm amazed I haven't figured out yet that Jeanette and Therese are one and the same.
But alright, so I guess we return to the Elysium floor. Torin, where are you?
Not in with Garrett.
But did you stay at Elysium?
Yeah, I think I went out just to see what was going on. If Garrett's agitated, then there are probably people in this place that are agitated. So I'm gonna go observe people.
Gotcha. Why don't you roll a... investigation plus wits. So, Torin rolled investigation plus wits to basically listen around Elysium for, like, other people who are, like, dissatisfied and things like that.
Are we still in the meeting room or what? Because I had to go upstairs for a second.
No, we left.
Okay.
Or at least Joseph and I did. I don't know what you did.
I would have left. I would have got the fuck out of there after pulling off the bluff of the century.
That's probably a good idea. Okay, so you rolled? Okay. So, as you kind of move around Elysium, keeping your ears open, watching, people's body language, stuff like that. There's a lot of talk about the attack that happened last night. Not that people really know exactly what happened, they just know that Kindred were involved and it was fast and brutal. And they know it has something to do with like the Anarchs, but that's about all they really know. But you do hear some people who are kind of complaining that things feel a little unstable right now. There were all these Anarch attacks, like basically when we started the game, and now this is going on, and there's just been a shift in the Primogen Council. It's just a lot of violence and now change on top of it. There's a little bit of nervous energy in some folks.
Okay, so it's just general nervous energy, not specific to anyone.
Are you trying to find like a certain individual or like a group, or I guess I'm not exactly sure what you're looking.
I'd be interested to know if I pick up anything anti James Garrett.
Oh, anti-James in particular. Okay. So you do. There are a few of the Ventru that Victor talked to recently who are, kind of following that same line of thinking that he put out there of like, yeah, why is there a caitiff on the council and not a Ventru? Like, yeah, the prince is a Ventru, but he's supposed to be unbiased. We should have somebody who's biased for us. We're underrepresented. Um, excuse me. And you do hear one Malkavian who is just kind of randomly like running around, mostly kind of like off to the sides of Elysium, like not straight through the middle or anything, like kind of hanging towards the walls and whatnot. Who it's not really like intelligible, like trains of thought, but you basically hear, like, "Ha, James Garrett, the worst. James Garrett, James Garrett. We're gonna get him. We're gonna get him. We're gonna get
Good to see my influence is spreading.
him."
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so did I catch it right that everybody except Torin left Elysium?
No, we're in Elysium.
Oh, okay, you just left the
We
room.
left the meeting room.
Gotcha. Okay. So are you guys kind of out in the general like kindred gathering area?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was. That's where I was picking up info.
Now, Rick, this is how you do it. You make your heart beat, and then you take the shot.
Think you could teach me that trick?
This is how you do it.
Cappy, man, you know how to rouse the blood for Blush of Life.
Oh, I thought it was a. Thought something you had to know that you couldn't just do it.
No, you can rouse the blood for Blush of Life.
Oh.
Keep food down for about an hour.
I mean,
okay.
there is a trick I have that can let me do that with other stuff without rousing the blood, but I'm not sharing that with you.
No, for some reason I thought that you had to have a certain ability to be able to do that, not just rousing the blood did it.
Eat food the
Nice.
merit lets you do it without rousing the blood.
Oh, okay.
So after you guys are sitting there for a little bit, Sun approaches. Hello. It's been a while.
Who?
Sun. He is the Malkavian Primogen, that has kind of shown particular interest in Jessica in the past. He was
another
also the one.
Malkavian.
Yeah, he was also the one who announced Garrett's candidacy for the Primogen Council and was kind of his like official, I guess, back.
Alrighty.
Does anybody say anything to him?
I said hello.
Yeah, I figured
In
they
a
were talking to
ding-dong
Jessica,
voice.
so I was going to remain quiet and just let them talk.
I just nod.
Yeah, I would not, though.
I was wondering if I could actually perhaps have a conversation with all of you, if you would be so kind to grant me the time.
Very
Don't
well,
give
but
me
I'm
away!
done going to that meeting room so we can talk here.
I am afraid it is not something I would like to speak about in this area. We can choose another quieter location, but I do not wish to speak openly in public.
I'm
I
willing.
have that fear too.
Well, he's a Primogen. I would give him the respect he's due because he hasn't thrown mine away yet.
Even though he's a La Sombra hating piece of crap.
Correct. But I have instructions to try and integrate.
Understood.
So are you guys gonna follow him or?
I would
It seems
follow
we'll
him.
follow.
Follow.
So he just kind of chooses
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say he just chooses a room that's close by. It's not particularly fancy or anything. It just kind of looks like a normal conference room. There's enough room for everybody to kind of sit around the table.
I'd go in and take a seat.
Do if we can sense that we're the only ones in the room with him?
I mean, I have sensed the unseen, which would get a roll even if I don't know it. So
I'm not nuts for that to try doing sneaky shit in Elysium.
Everything goes.
Well, no, not anything goes in Elysium. You're not supposed to use your powers, but I
anything
mean, it's
goes
always
as
possible.
long as you're not caught.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Vannevar is like that apparently.
Most Elysiums are like that. It's fairly common.
Oh, I imagine it is.
I guess I have a few questions. But first, I was wondering if you would be willing to share what Garrett was asking of you.
He asked if we gave information we didn't.
Yeah, but I mean, he said someone was leaking. It wasn't me. I don't have any leaks.
It's true, she has no leaks. Not even the
Ye-
plant.
Yeah, she checked herself. I can verify she has no leaks. Almost made me laugh my butt off in front of Garrett. I had to hold back for a minute. Eventually, I lost it and laughed, but I held back as long as I could.
I see. I think I do understand what he may be asking about. I guess that makes sense. Did he seem unstable at all to you?
He seemed irritated, but I don't know if I would say unstable.
You're asking me if he seemed unstable.
He's always unstable.
Prejudices aside, I give Joseph a look. James has never come across as unstable until this night in my eyes.
I've seen him be unstable. And so have you the last time you were at Elysium.
It's
You-
true. I've seen him be a little unstable. I've never seen him fall down.
Well, if I can ask this to stay between us, I'm a little bit concerned about his behavior recently. I was the one who backed him and we've worked closely over time, but I find myself a bit concerned about some of his behavior lately. I'm wondering if there's any insight that you guys could lend to that.
I haven't really seen him too much lately, except for the occasional meeting he summons us to, so I'm afraid I'm not sure what help I'd be.
I wonder
Sometimes,
Go ahead, Devin.
sometimes people who get power can't handle it.
What I really wonder about, though, because, a lot of Caitiff end up being anarchs. Some of them have pretty neat stories, though. About eccentric sires who got mad at them because they weren't eccentric. So it makes me wonder why you support this Caitiff so much.
Well, I'm afraid that's a story for another day, and I'm not sure it's one I want to share with somebody asking it so aggressive.
I know it's hard to talk about your bastard.
I'm afraid you're mistaken.
Perhaps it is because Garrett really doesn't have a clan, so to speak. He represents a wide variety of interests, and he can't please them all.
Well, it seems that you guys are maybe not quite so fond of him. So I'm wondering if perhaps we could strike a little deal. I am a little concerned about his behavior, and I'm wondering if you guys would be willing to look into some of his activities. Just a light gaze to see if there's anything untoward.
Could do that.
Looking into something and finding something are two different things. What are we supposed to do if we find something?
Well, I mean, I don't know exactly what you're going to find, so it's a little hard to say, but I would guess that you should probably just default to bringing it back to me.
And what do you offer? I mean, it's a pretty risky job.
Well, I guess I don't know what you want.
Out of character, does this Permagen back Victor?
No.
No.
There you go. That's what we want.
This is also, like I said, though, the Primogen that is a La Sombra hater, and, like, he's like the KKK of the La Sombra. Well, towards the La Sombra.
Sure. But he's got me in a room with him. He wants something of us with me in a room with him. So I think we should force him to back Victor as part of the thing.
Then put that offer on the table, Torin.
So, Father Torin steps forward slightly, looks Swoon straight in the eye. If we do this for you, we want you to back Victor's, what does he call it? Ascension to Primogen of his clan on the council.
As you step towards him, the corners of his mouth kind of twitch a little bit, but he doesn't say anything. And he kind of pauses for a moment with like a very dramatic, like, like finger or like hand on the chin, like he's, thinking like very hard about this. He's like, okay, I think I can get behind that.
Okay, out of character, how do I know that he's not lying?
You can try to do an insight and wits to get a sense for whether it seems like he is being honest with you.
I'm gonna roll that as well because I happen to think that was a bit too quick.
As far as you both can tell, well, I guess I should ask, do you guys want to re-roll your dice at all?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll do a spin. Is
Remember,
it one or
remember
Sorry, go
to
ahead.
be marking off the superficial willpower damage you guys are taking.
so? I can roll two since I got two black dice, right?
Correct.
I kept on the
Oh. Well, I missed.
Oh, goddamn! At least 3 successes.
So I believe that he's telling the truth. I look to Joseph and the rest of the group and give a nod that I seem to be willing to do this, and I step.
What about me? What kind of sense do I get from my 3?
You think he's being honest with you?
All right. Sounds like we have a agreement here.
Very well. That pleases me. Is there anything else that I can answer for you, or do you need anything to get started?
Yes, sir. What particular activities are you interested in first?
Well, I am pretty sure that he has some contacts that I am not familiar with. And we have had, a rather close relationship for a long time. It seems like the activity with these contacts, if this is something that's been ongoing, must be increasing very much now because I see him sneaking off rather often. And and truthfully, I didn't want to offend him by asking too much about his background, being caitiff and all. I'm a little sensitive about that, but I have some suspicions about his background, to be honest with you.
Father Torn nods. I believe that's kind of enough for me to at least think about what to do next. And I back off and let Joseph and the others finish this conversation.
Well then, if this meeting is done.
Well, I mean, yeah, as long as you all feel ready to take this on.
Yes. With
I
that,
mean, time will tell.
but yeah, I get up to leave. And I motion for the rest of you guys to follow me if you want, but I'm not gonna make you.
Yeah, I get him.
Joseph.
Yeah, I follow.
Jessica will stand up and wave to Sun. See you at the next group meeting.
Really, I would love for that to happen. I have been missing you in the last
Yeah, it's just been so chaotic and busy at my house. I'm sorry. I mean to go, but you understand things happen.
He gives you a sickly sweet smile. Of course. I'll make sure that you get advance notice before the next meeting.
Thank you.
After I step out, if possible, I would like to see if I can talk to my Primogen while we're in the lead.
That's perfect. That is something that I had noted down for looking into, or like seeing if you wanted to do tonight.
Good call then, huh?
It is. So as you guys step back out after this conversation, you're kind of back in the main area, and Cappy, as Rick looks around, he's able to see Rosa. She's in kind of her usual area.
Good. I would approach her and ask if we can. If we were people, I would politely ask permission to speak or whatever. I can't think of the right words, and ask if she and I can speak in private.
Oh, what a good little boy. Finally coming back to check in. Yes, just give me a minute. I'll get a room reserved and we can have a chat.
Now,
And now puppies are born.
What was that, Doran?
And now puppies will be born.
They're both undead. That doesn't work that way.
I don't think my Primogen would be down for that anyway.
So you guys step into the similar kind of like meeting room that she had before. It almost feels like, you're an employee like at your boss's desk kind of feeling. And she doesn't necessarily look happy with you, but she doesn't look nearly as angry as she was before.
Yeah, I figured as much. Thank you for seeing me.
Well, I'm happy that you decided to check in. I was just about at the point where I was going to request a meeting from you, and that would have made me a little bit unhappy.
Yes, I was trying to figure out how exactly to speak with you. See, I'm not even sure if I'm able to say any of this.
No, you
Uh,
can't tell
You
her
can't.
that.
I can't tell you from the coterie.
You can tell her we formed a coterie, I guess, but you definitely
Yeah.
can't spread any information about what has happened to you, about why you can't talk, or
Ah, shit.
on top of that, Bob knows rationalization, so I'm decently sure you believe all of this is your choice.
I didn't recall who used that on me. Just really,
Well,
but
you don't use rationalization on people, Cappy.
It's automatic.
It's automatic.
uh, I'm not even. I can't even tell her about that we got attacked and barely got it with our asses intact. Would I be able to tell her about that?
Um, I think you could say that you were at that attack last night. You wouldn't be able to share why you were there or well, you could probably say, well, no, because that reveals coterie movements. So you could say that you were there, but you can't say anything about why, like the coterie being there or why you were there.
Yeah. Yes. I'm sure you heard about the. Actually, I'm sure how to explain it. The chaos the other night.
Do you mean the attack last night?
Yes, I happened to be there. It was a little insane.
Why were you there?
Being that I can't tell how exactly would I be able for that to come out from me. Oh, silly.
You're gonna have to make up like some stupid excuse, honestly, because like basically you can't, if I recall right, his like order to you was that you can't reveal like the movements and motives essentially of the coterie. So you don't really have a reason that you can give her. You would have to say something either like you happened to be passing by
Yeah.
or you were drunk and, happened to wander into, well, I guess not really drunk, but
I do have something
yeah.
I can say actually. Well, I was making my way by to one of my hunting grounds, just feeling a bit peckish, and just happened to get in the area that hell broke loose. I have no idea what caused it, but man, it was a ruckus.
Hmm. So what can you tell me about having been there?
I don't know much. Honestly, I was outside. I heard gunshots. I heard lots of movement. When the gunshot started, being I had nothing to do with what was going on. I just kind of boogied out 'cause I didn't know if it was humans going crazy or if it was something else happening. I didn't figure it was wise for me to be there, so I continued down with my business.
Hmm. I guess that doesn't really tell me much then, but At least you made it out. What else have you been up to lately?
Not a whole lot, really. Just feeding him, going out with my pet Scraggles. Had been very eventful, unfortunately.
So your coterie hasn't been doing anything at all.
I'm trying to think how to respond to that.
Out of character, Cappy, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. These are the kinds of questions that she,
Yeah,
would be asking you. So you're gonna have to make up excuses or, try to find a way that she isn't going to want to get check-ins from you anymore.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Is the spell on him? Does it affect his actions in the future for future actions, or just the past actions?
Future
So-
actions too, because I think the way that Bob worded it was literally like, you won't tell anybody about the stuff that we do.
Okay. Sorry, Cap, you're in trouble.
Yes, I know. Our coder's not always together, so I'm sure there are things going on. I just don't always know about them, not always told about it.
But that's what I asked of you, was to be involved in the things they do and then to tell me. I'm not sure how to make this any more clear. These are fairly simple instructions. I am fairly certain that I could hire an urchin off the street to do this.
I'm not sure what to say.
Well, start with this, Cappy. She definitely couldn't do that. An urchin off the street would never infiltrate us.
And that is true. But the only thing I can say is I don't think an urchin off the street would be able to infiltrate, or at least.
Get out of my office. I'm done.
Good work, Cappy. She thinks you're so incompetent she won't ask anymore.
That's fucking awesome.
And just,
Get out.
I walk out of the
I don't
office.
want to hear you talk anymore.
That was awesome.
Bumbling fucking idiot.
Well, Cappy, is it wrong though?
Gee, thanks.
What you're really learning in this game of Vampire, Cappy, is just how much consequences happen when you spread people's secrets and.
We didn't spread that much.
It was a
You
lot.
got Bob attacked.
You did say a lot, Cappy.
I think we already talked about the situation with what's your face and how he was positive she was set up. He didn't know why.
Whatever. We don't have to go back over it. So you leave her office, right? You don't
Yeah.
continue pissing her. And so as Cappy or Rick rejoins you guys, it seems like there's not a whole lot else happening at Elysium. It's kind of a quieter evening. People maybe a little unsure about the state of things after the attack last night that people don't really understand yet.
So I have a question, Storytime.
Yeah.
Which individuals typically contact us or deal with us as ushers to Garrett?
Sorry, can you repeat yourself? Still having trouble understanding.
Sorry. Which people are the ones that escort us to and from the meetings to Garrett? Like the lackeys in between us and him.
Oh, so there's kind of a number of like just general staff people who work here. But he has a couple of favorites that are the ones that are typically grabbing you guys to bring you to him.
So yeah, I think that if we're going to investigate into Garrett, we should get acquainted with a couple of favorites. I mentioned that to Joseph since he seems to be good at breaking those people down.
I wouldn't jump to things just yet. There are a lot of things that were odd about that situation we need to question. Especially whether or not it's a trap. Either way, we should gather the entire coterie to discuss this situation.
Agreed.
So unless there's anything that you guys want to wrap up here, I think this is probably where we'll call it for this night at Elysium.
Okay. Nope. Having a couple of favorites is our linchpin into the next scene.
Indeed.
All right. And I do want to talk with a couple of you about possibly getting side scenes started again. We were kind of doing well for a while and then we dropped off, and kind of like to get that going a little bit more again. So we'll chat about that later, and hopefully be able to surprise any viewers that we have with some fun little side scenes. But with that, we are the Story Speakers Guild, bringing you roleplay entertainment. Thank you for joining us for Saturday by Night.
You have a good week.
Good night, everyone.
We love you.